All right, here it is. Welcome back, folks, once again. Calling this one Spawn Camp Royalty, because that's what I am. That's what I've become. Through the sweat, the blood, and the tears. Breaking my own back to get to the top. Now here it is, starting out, folks. This is Gulf of Oman, Battlefield 4. Okay, second assault, replay of the classic map from BF3. And here's how I like to play this one. Okay, you know, when we, I should say, are spawning on the carrier, I usually take this lone wolf approach. Now, it's a little bit of an adaptation of the lone wolf because if you folks know me, my typical lone wolf is a recon class. And I'm actually going to post a video, hopefully later on, shortly, of another lone wolf, a little more featuring the DMR play. Now here I am, let's get back to this one, where, you know, I'm doing the lone wolf, but I'm running engineer this time. Okay, now I'm still in the squad, but you'll see shortly where I back out, and I'll explain why. And you'll see as to how it makes sense for the way I'm going to play this one now. If you're familiar with this map, there's this canal to the left side of A that leads basically to the back of the map. Now, here we are to where I'm in the rib boat, and I'm basically making my way towards the canal. Here it is. And now typically I'll run it right up until it dries up. Now here's this guy making a move on me. I believe a guy spawns in on me right on this moment, to where he got lucky because essentially this other guy crashed. I mean, we both got lucky there, but here it is anyway, to where I'll usually run the rib boat all the way to the end of this canal, just to get as close as I can to their spawn. Now here we go, where I'm going to have to do a little footwork to get there, but you'll see now, getting back to the crash of that chopper, the relevance of that is, in my mind now, I know that I have 30 seconds. I'm sorry, folks, rather a minute and 30 seconds until that chopper spawns back in. Now this guy spawns on me, and as soon as he catches a drift of what I'm up to, he wants no part of it. He bails out back towards the objectives. Now, essentially, this is not an objective gameplay, and, you know, it goes back to the fact of, you know, that's not necessarily to essentially affect a game. You know, even though I'm not playing the objective, I feel like I'm still influencing the game in a positive way for our team. You know, it might not show up on the scoreboard, but, you know, hey, folks, Larry Bird's, you know, dive for loose balls didn't always show up on the scoreboard either, so... you know, going back to this, here we are where I'm running the Magnum as a backup. I got the Ace 52 in the SMAW. Grenadier, of course, to where, you know, I believe, you know, I may or may not attain an extra, what have you. But that being said, here we are. Here's the gist of the gameplay. Bingo, folks. I mean, you already know where this is going, okay? Now, there it is, the SMAW. Right to the chopper, and here we go. The guy had a buddy down there too, apparently, and here's where I really don't want guys spawning on me, but anyway, I'm putting pressure on him. I got him pinned behind the barracks. Now here's their spawn, obviously, if you've been paying attention, and once again it pays off, just keeping pressure on him. Okay, now like I said, I barely made it that time. He had crashed, and as you saw, I popped up over the ridge just as the chopper was spawning in. And it's, you know, only a short matter of seconds thereafter that somebody's going to spawn into it. Now, I know it's hard to see in this year's map, there's a sandstorm. Okay, so I don't know how well it's going to translate over to YouTube, to you, my viewers, as far as, you know, the visual of actually seeing the rotors beginning to spin, and that's what cues me to fire the SMAW. Now, I'm not sure, like I said, if it's going to be noticeable, depending on what kind of platform you're using, but just watch for it. Now, here it is again where there's a guy in the emplacement. Okay, now, it's funny because he doesn't come after me, and I'm not sure why. Now, like I said, I remember this gameplay relatively clearly. And you know, you got to be on the lookout, because like I said, once you pick one of these guys off, they're going to be PO'd. I mean, think about it. There's nothing more aggravating than spawning into an RPG or a SMAW coming through your windshield, folks. Okay? Now, I've been leaning towards the SMAW because it's got a little more direct route. It's, you know, with the RPG. Now, watch this, to where the guy's spawning in and he's going to strap down a buggy. Now, here it is yet again. Now, watch for the rotors. Here it is. You can hear them, you can see them, and that's when it's time to pull the trigger. Now, like I said, at this point, I know I just beamed 2 of them. There's a chance that, you know, at least one of them is going to be coming for me. So here's where you got to be on your toes. But like I said, here it is again, to where, watch this, the guy just gets out of the way of that one. Okay. And this hip fire almost clips him. But it's just too epic, folks. Like I said, this is the fun way to play. At this point, I've left my squad, as you can see. Okay, because I'm not looking to have any extra pressure. As far as, you know, it's already a vulnerable spot. You're on this little knoll right next to their spawn. Okay, with very little cover. And like I said, once you bean 1 or 2 of them, they're coming for you. So you got to be on your toes. You got to think quick. You got to have that good reaction time. But like I said, you know, you got to outsmart them essentially in this particular mode. Now, like I said, going back to the SMAW over the RPG, I just feel like it just has that more direct route. Now, I know the RPG has a better damage ratio, but when you're hitting, you know, a chopper or a jeep or just a straight infantry in their own spawn line, it doesn't really matter, because, you know, they're going to die regardless. So, that being said, I've been leaning towards the SMAW. To whereas, you know, the RPG is better against like tanks on the field, to where it's doing more damage per hit. Now here it is again. This thing spawns in. Like I said, I just can't get enough of this, folks. All right, because I know the guy can see it coming too. Once he's in that heli seat, you know, he's menu camping the fucking thing or what have you. Now, and sure enough, you spawn in and there's a SMAW coming through your windshield. Now, here we go to where I get pinned behind this rock from adjacent sniper fire. Okay, the guy in a hotel spotted me over here. And but in the meantime, watch this. Here's the Ace-52 in action. Okay, tell me that's not epic. All right, utilizing this one boulder for cover from this sniper fire, and I beam the guy coming for me. Okay, now here it is, basically one last sequence to where I'm rolling up again on this spawn area. Okay, and you know, you're going to see a little bit more of the Ace-52 here in action. Stubby grip, coyote, muzzle brake, you know, seems to do the trick. I run laser light combo as well. Now there's the chopper, there's the bird spawning in. And like I said, it's a matter of knowing the spawn a little bit, trying to keep track of the bird, and what have you. Now, the jets can also be vulnerable, okay, and I don't want to give away the end, but you might just get a little taste of that, if you know what I'm saying. Now, getting back to it, here it is to where I'm rolling up on this knoll, you know, and, you know, like I said, I'm in good position. Our team's ahead. Now, watch this. This guy, like, he's on to me now. He's just waiting for me. He's afraid to even go into a vehicle. All right, he's hiding behind a barrier, and I still get him. Momo, how do you do, fella? A little bag and it'll do you. Okay, now here it is to where I pop back up. All right, now I know Momo's got to be on to me at this point. Now, watch this. At this point, I'm spawn camping the jet. Okay, but here's Momo. He's running away from his own spawn at this point, folks. Just to give you an idea of the terror that this reigns, all right? Now, I decide, all right, nobody's taking the jet right away. Let me deal with Momo, okay? Now, this is right to the noggin, all right? Now, here it is back in position for this fella. And just leading up towards the end, now that I got Momo out of the way one last time, here it is to where the jet finally spawns in. And what can I say? You know, patience pays off. The proof is in the pudding. It's been a pleasure, folks. Thanks once again for joining me. And keep an eye out for that next DMR gameplay, Lone Wolf Part 4.